So yeah, that's my Echo collection, guys. Hey guys, Dan with Kane Custom Garage. And yeah, I'm finally back. I finally told myself I just need to get back on the horse and just get on with getting on. It's been long enough. I've had these Echo chainsaws staged up here. This was going to be my next video, and these have been sitting here for like, geez, 2-3 months now. You know, while I'm going through this divorce process and reevaluating my life and all that stuff. You know, I don't want to detract from this video here, but I was just sort of, if you're new to the channel, I'm going through a divorce, and it's been tough, but we're getting through it. And so I feel like I just need to move on and just keep doing what I enjoy doing, and in turn that'll help me heal. And hey, maybe it'll help somebody, you know. I'm sure there's some people out there going through the same thing. I already made one video about my divorce, you know, if you guys want to see that. And maybe after this, I'll sort of go, you know, and do another video about, you know, my path forward and just, you know, trying to be optimistic and looking forward to things. And anyways, I don't want to bore you with all the sob story details because you're here to see these chainsaws. So today we're going to take a look at my Echo chainsaw collection. And you know, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Echo chainsaws, so you could call that a collection. So I figure that's enough to do a Echo chainsaw, a little history and some facts and figures about the company, and then I'll go through the chainsaws that I have here, and we'll take a look at some of the features of them. So let's do that. Okay guys, I'll try to explain the history part of it from what I gathered, you know, the best I can. So hopefully it's all accurate. If it's not, don't beat me up, you know, feel free to like correct me in the comments. But so the Echo Chainsaw Company started back in 1945 after World War II. And, you know, Japan was in pretty bad shape after that. You know, obviously they got bombed pretty bad, and the whole infrastructure of the country was wrecked pretty bad. And so they were having problems with food production, mainly rice and those kind of crops. And they were having problems with pests eating the crops, and they were already struggling trying to, you know, make enough food. And so these two engineers, Japanese engineers, came up with this, what is it? It's like a handheld sprayer type thing for spraying the crops. I guess you hand cranked it, and it sort of I think it was a dry product that it sprayed out. And then eventually they branched out, and they actually had a motorized version, and then it turned into like a backpack type thing where they could spray crops and that type of stuff. And this went on for quite a few years, you know, backpack versions. And the company was first called Kioritz, and then they changed it to Kioritz in 1971. But yeah, basically they started out making these sprayer rigs that were just hand cranked, and then they motorized them, and they were basically like a backpack unit. And then they figured out somebody modified one of the pesticide sprayers and turned it into a blower, like a leaf blower type thing. And so Echo was the one that invented the leaf blower. And so like in the early 60s, they started making chainsaws. And they came out with the first anti-vibe chainsaw also, which was like way ahead of their time. And so they made chainsaws, and then like in 70, so yeah, it was Kioritz until 1971, and then it turned into Kioritz. And that's basically when they came to the US, like in the early 70s, with their saws and the manufacturing. And then in 2008, they merged with Shindawa, and that's the Yamabiko Corporation. And I think it's still around now. And so, yeah, they're just, they're still going strong today. The modern Echo chainsaws are a really good saw from what I hear. I've never actually used one, but yeah, Echo's still going strong today. So the company's been around for like 70 years. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, so the ones that I'm going to show you today are all basically from like the 70s and 80s. And I got a big one, and then I got mid-sized, and then I got a small one over there. And so I thought we'd just sort of go over them, take a look at them, some of the features. These Japanese saws are like really like well made, so I sort of wanted to show you guys that. So let's take a look at them. So yeah, let's take a look at the collection here, guys. And I have a couple little trinkets. I got this was with that little Echo chainsaw, I think, that we picked up at the yard sale. Little brochure, probably like from the 80s. There's old Dick Butkus. Remember that guy? He's still around, isn't he? But yeah, apparently he was their spokesman back in the day. So yeah, see they got some hedge trimmers, blowers, chainsaw, brush cutter. I guess the brush cutters were pretty popular too back in the day when they sort of first started. And so anyways, and I got this nice can. Little Vintage Echo Chainsaw mix can. But this big old 750 is like a really cool old saw. Mint condition. Picked this one up a few months ago. And the only thing that sucks about it, and that's sort of the downfall of these older Echo chainsaws, is they used a 2-piece ignition coil system. And so if the coil goes bad, it's almost impossible to find one, which I did actually find one. Somebody on Instagram messaged me, and they said there's a coil set up for a 750 on eBay right now. And so I jumped on it. I think I bid it up to like 35, 40 bucks and then just let it sit for a while. And then I think that's when all the divorce stuff started brewing, and I sort of forgot about it and I didn't get it, I know. But, hopefully another one will come along. But yeah, look at the quality of these old saws. And I don't know what they used for paint on these old Echo saws, but whatever it was high quality, because it seems like all of them, even as old as they are, the paint's still in really nice shape on them. And, I polished it a little bit, but still, look at that. And so, yeah, this Echo 750 is pretty cool. It's got the automatic oiler, ignition on off. This is sort of nice. The high-low. Or no, that's the idle speed. The idle speed has an actual screw here, or a knob you can turn with your fingers. And then all of the older Echo chainsaws have an oiler knob where you can adjust the flow of the oil, which is nice. And then this one has a decompression button on it. So you just flip that forward, and then when it starts, it flips back. So one of these days I'll get it started and hear what it runs, hear what it sounds like. But yeah, look at that thing. It's got a nice Oregon bar, brand new chain on it. So one day we'll get to hear that bad boy. But yeah, isn't that a beautiful old saw? And these things run nice too. And so that's one that I need to get going someday. And then we got this, so the 750 is 78 cc's. Made from like 78 to 85, something like that. And then we got this 650 EVL. And the EVL means electronic vibeless, I think. So basically electronic ignition, anti-vibe. That's what the EVL means. And so this is a 650. This is a really nice saw that I picked up fairly cheap because the starter was blown up in it. But man, that thing runs good. That thing is snappy. And the decals were missing on it, so I sort of hand painted some. It looks pretty cool. But Yeah, look at that bad boy. And I got a video of it running, so we'll put that in. Yeah, beautiful old saw. We got this 440, which is sort of a, I got this off of eBay as a basket case, basically. And I thought, oh, that's going to be cool. I can get that thing running. But guess what? It's another one of them deals. It's missing it's missing I think it's the pickup part for the coil, the 2-part coil, and it's missing one part of it. So I'm on the prowl looking for that. So that one doesn't run either. So yeah, like I said, that's the Achilles heel of these Echoes, is these older Echoes, is, you know, if your coil goes bad or ignition goes bad, it's hard finding parts for them. So that one, maybe she'll run someday. And then look at this little 302, Echo 302, mint condition. Oh, I forgot to tell you so the 440, or no, geez, I'm skipping ahead. So the 650 is 64 cc's, made from like 1980 to 84. The 440 is 44 cc's, made from like probably the same era, 80s probably. And then we can get to this 302. I found this, I think I got this on Craigslist, but man, the thing was just clean. Look at that. And I actually did a video. I have an individual video of this one if you guys want to go look at that. A couple of videos on it, actually. I did a neat little video where I took it apart and then put it back together and sort of put some music to it. But yeah, I guess the 302 was like the first real like professional chainsaw on the market. And they sold a crap load of them. Because I guess in the, when were these things made? I think they were made in the 70s. The 302, yeah, it's 30 cc's. Yeah, made from like the early 70s to the mid 80s. And that was when they were having the gas crunch, the oil crisis. And so everybody was switching to wood burning stoves in their houses. And so firewood cutting was like really popular. And I guess this was a hot seller during that time when people were cutting firewood for their house. So sort of an icon of the Echo chainsaws. They probably made a crap load of them, millions of them. So yeah, that one runs nice. And then this is one that I got in a free box at a yard sale. Actually, my buddy picked it up for me. He just grabbed the box. Yeah, and it was in the free box. And this is one of their top handle saws. What is that little guy? It's a 280E, 28 cc's. And I actually made a video of it too. I fired it up and got her running. But yeah, the little top handle saw. Pretty cool little saw. Yeah, the Echo saws are just really, really nice quality made stuff, you know. You know what you would expect from Japanese engineering, just like their cars and everything else. Everything is really you know, really nice. The fit and finish is nice. The quality is good, except for the coils. I don't know what went wrong with the coils, but you know, if they run, they run. But if they don't, you're gonna have to find parts. Good luck. So yeah, that's my Echo collection, guys. Thanks for joining me on my first video back from my divorce crisis, emotional damage. Have you guys ever heard that guy? Not that I'm making light of the situation, but I'm just trying to like keep my spirits up and trudge on through life, trudge through this hard time. And like I said, I sort of feel like maybe I can help some guys through this whole divorce process. And man, it's really a time of turmoil for a guy. So I might make some more videos about it, but this is about chainsaws. This is my Echo chainsaw collection, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for watching.